Anyone in the chat hear me? Am I coming through? In the chat. Hello out there. Anybody hear me? Arwen, hello. Can you hear me, Arwen? Just checking audio and video. I have a feeling I don't have good reception here. Anyone in the chat at the moment? Can you let me know if you can hear me? We can hear you. Thanks, Arwen. Unfortunately today, I was going to take you to a nice rock pool. I was on my way to a nice rock pool, but I realised that my reception had gone down probably a bit too far. So I've had to turn around after wading through freezing cold water to get back to a cell tower, which really sucks. I really wanted to take you to this beautiful, it's called Mermaid Pools. It was going to be gorgeous. Anyway, what time is it? 5 minutes till live stream. Thanks for being here, everybody. Still just setting up. Walking back to get good reception. Can't have a live stream without reception here on site. Coming in clear as a bell, thank you. Awesome. Have a better look down there. We'll see. Maybe at the end of the stream I might try and go down there. Anyway. How is everyone this morning? It's going to be a great show. Yeah. Trying to find the right spot here. I really should have looked up the reception zones. Alright, how's this? Am I coming through better now? Jeez. This is going to be a rough live stream. I can already tell. No, I don't think it was you, Owen. I think it was my location here at the moment. Alright, just trying to find a good spot here. Not much has gone right this morning. I was going to attempt a black swan observation live for everybody. Yeah, it's starting to get brighter. Definitely going to get brighter. We're not going to see a sunset here. Alright, I think I found an alright spot with enough bars to get us through this live show, hopefully. The light before the sun, yeah. Pretty cool. I'm going to set up my camera here and hopefully start the live stream in a couple of minutes. Still a couple of minutes till live time. Any updates on those 2 points? What 2 points? What 2 points are you talking about? Yeah, it's that beautiful twilight. This is going to be rough. I literally bent down then. I bent down and I lost reception. This is going to be rough. See how that goes. Yeah, it was buffering. Hopefully it won't be anymore. I literally bent down and I lost reception. You can see I'm a little bit remote. Yeah. Anyway. Morning everyone joining me. It's going to be a rough live stream today, but nevertheless just going to absolutely debunk the globe. That's what I'm doing for the first few days here, is debunking that globe. Hope everyone's well, hope everyone's keeping happy and healthy today and every day. Set up my tripod here. Just bear with me. Hey James too, how are you? Good to see you. Okay. Black Swan, yep, that's what we're doing today, Black Swan. Alright, 2 past the hour. See our reception. Reception's not too bad. Hey Queen LC? The 18th, beautiful name, love it. Just putting the tripod on. Camera in the tripod. See how we go. Alright. Reception, yep, looks alright. Alright. As you can see, there's heaps of clouds. I love Mitchell from Australia. Thanks, Plain Truth. Thanks, Travis. Okay. Get it nice and set up there. Alright. What map would I suggest to people? Google Maps, because Google Maps is absolutely flat map. That's definitely what I would suggest to people. Google Maps. Google Maps is the flattest map. Well, you can use the elevation tool to literally go from one side of the map to the other, and there will be no elevation change. That's the map I'd use. Modus, tollens, Black Swan. Yep, that's what we're going to be talking about today. All right. Hey Nathan, how are you, mate? Google Maps works until you zoom out. But it still works, it just turns into a cartoon. Google Earth absolutely shows the Earth is flat. No elevation drop anywhere. You can literally put a line from one side of the map to the other, any point of the map to the other, and it shows absolutely no elevation. No drop, no elevation, no bulge. All right, let's get this show on the road. Yep. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everyone. I am Mitchell from Australia and this is the Flat Earth School. As you can see all around you, 24/7 since the beginning of existence. Yeah, I need to turn my phone to silent, sorry. Today I was going to be coming to you from a beautiful rock pool. It's called Mermaid's Pool, I think it is. It is absolutely gorgeous when we get there, but reception didn't let me. I actually had to turn around after wading through freezing cold water. Had to turn around, had to get reception. It was buffering a bit for the people who here were here coming out. If you hear too many waves, because we've got the waves in the foreground here. No, the tide's actually going out. That's why I did wade through the water, because I knew when I come back it'd probably be lower. So the tide is actually going out. You need half of that. You need half of, yeah, it's well, if you want to get technical, Owen, the tide is getting lower relative to this beach here, all right? All right. Now, Flat Earth School is all about Flat Earth. I don't want to focus too much on the globe religion, because it is just a religion. It can't be proven. It's just a belief. But before we can kind of not commit to Flat Earth, but have a real serious conversation about Flat Earth, you must first accept that you aren't living on a spinning globe flying through space. You must demolish that current belief if you are a globe believer, because you've been indoctrinated at school, by the media, by the so-called professionals and scientists. You need to literally throw it all away and start from the beginning. Prove to yourself what is actually reality around you and what is only told to you by man, and only what you can prove in your imagination. Once you've got to the point where you ask yourself, so where the hell am I, is the point where you can have an honest look at Flat Earth. And I'm going to help you get there this week. So yesterday, Monday, we went through gas pressure with our container. I think we had a really good show. A heap of people in the live chat having great discussions. I wasn't looking at it too much, sorry. I'm definitely going to look at the live chat a bit more today. Going to go through a few more things, but today we are focusing on the #1 globe killer, the Black Swan. Hopefully everyone has heard of the Black Swan. If not, I've got a video. It's from my YouTube channel. You can find it at Mitchell from Australia. I'm just going to hopefully play it for you guys and you can hear it. Alright. Going to turn it up. Going to pause it first. It's from BL... Hang on, I really have to plug the channel that gave us the Black Swan. BMLSB69 gave us the Black Swan footage and images. He is a legend. You need to go over to BMLSB69. Can somebody please copy a link to his channel so people can subscribe? He needs more subscribers. He is an awesome guy. I was hoping he was going to be in the live chat today so I could shout him out so people can click on his little icon so you can go to his channel. But BMLSB69. You can't rip out wrenches? Oh man. Alright. Well, BMLSB69, please go to his channel, subscribe, because that's where we get the Black Swan images from. That's where this whole globe debunking, #1 globe debunking proof came from. Almost 20 months ago now. No, it's over 20 months. Definitely over 20 months now. So, without further ado, hopefully you guys can hear this. Hang on, just get it to the part where it's got that past the song. Alright, this is footage from BMLSB69 of the Black Swan. Alright, let me know if you can't hear it. I'll turn it all the way up. I'm Mitchell from Australia, and this is the #1 globe killer. Hopefully by now, all of you have seen this video by BMLSB69. His observer height is only 1 foot. Now that first platform is 6.2 miles away,
and platform habitat is 9.4 miles away, with the horizon far in the distance beyond that.
Did everyone hear this video? Could everyone hear that introduction to the Black Swan footage? Let me know if you can, and I'll just go through it. Yeah, it's a bit hard to, yeah, thanks Arwen. Please subscribe to BMLSB69. Did anyone hear that introduction to this Black Swan footage from my iPad? Yep, cool. All right, I'll continue.
And take this in, because this is the absolute #1 globe killer. Modus tollens states, if P, then Q. Not Q, therefore not P. If P, we live on a globe of radius 3959 miles, then Q. Every horizon distance measurement cannot be more than 1.23 miles times the square root of the observer height in feet. Not Q. The geometric horizon is far greater than 2.73 miles for 5 foot. Therefore, not P. The Earth is not a globe. But this valid logical conclusion is hand-waved by the globe zealots as word salad, so I'll put this devastating picture in simpler terms. Globe believers must have a physical leading edge, the geographical edge to their sphere, in order for boats to go over it and for land and water to curve around it. It's a fundamental pillar to their religion. If the globe they presuppose has a radius of 3959 miles, then the horizon distance is set by the height of the observer. So what makes this image so devastating is the height of the observer at only 1 foot. The horizon should be 1.22 miles. But even if we set it at 5 feet, the horizon should be 2.73 miles. But we can see the bottom of platform habitat where it meets the water 9.41 miles away, and the horizon above that beyond in the distance, making it fundamentally impossible to see this from 1 foot on a globe. The globe does not exist.
So I hope that came through loud and clear for everybody. Seeing, who was that? Pentalica. What makes, hang on, I'll put it up. What makes this so devastating? Well, it's got it right on screen there. This was filmed from a 1 foot observer height. This is the Black Swan. Awesome, came through loud and clear. This is the Black Swan. Those platforms, please point out that they're refracted. Whatever your name is. The anti-flat earther in chat. Any flat earthers in chat, please point out that those cranes are refracted. Just waiting for it. Because this is all about the horizon, that line in the background. Try and get to a better point. There we go. Right now, explain why it's not always a black swan. Why do you think? Is it because it's not physical Earth curvature? It's because the horizon can block those those oil platforms in the foreground? Yeah, so if it were your physical Earth curvature, anti-flat earthers and globe believers, then we would never ever see this image right here. Earth cannot breathe, as was said just before. Earth cannot expand, Earth cannot contract. If it's a globe, we absolutely not. We have what we see here, that line to the horizon, absolutely flat line. That is an apparent line. Do you want to just confirm that, anti-flat earthers? Because that's what you say when you see this image. See this horizon line right here at the back, above the bottom of this oil platform here. Oil platform, horizon. Explain why we can observe the horizon in front. I know it's a bit behind. I know anti-flat earthers are a bit slow and they just like to play games, but this is a black swan image. And I'll start with an analogy of what a black swan is. while we look out at the horizon. So back before anyone knew black swans existed, there was only white swans in the world that the people were seeing. And then, well, in the Western world anyway, we'll say in the Western world, because here in Australia, there's been black swans forever, I'd say, since the beginning of existence. And Aboriginals knew about the black swans, obviously, because they lived here. But for the Western world thought there were only white swans. And that's where the analogy comes from. If the statement, swans are only white, is said, then it only takes one black swan to dismiss that argument. It only takes one black swan, doesn't it? So when the Western world came to Australia, saw the black swans here, it only took one black swan to dismiss the statement that all swans are white. You can't just go back to wherever you came from, Europe, where swans are all white, you can't see any black swans there, and look around and say, no, all swans are white. Look, I can't see any black swans. No. When the Westerners came to Australia and saw one black swan, that statement that all swans are white is dismissed. It's not true anymore. Just because you can't see the black swans around you at that point, it has still been seen. Black swans are still in existence. So when anti-flat earthers say, why sometimes can we see the horizon, that line in the background past 10 miles, way past 10 miles, is blocking the bottom of these oil rigs when the horizon is actually in front of it, that's proving our point that the horizon is apparent, that it is not a physical earth curve, it is not geometrical, because your earth curve cannot move. Your earth curve has to be that line out of the horizon right there. That has to be your line. Sorry, this is cloud cover if you can't make it out. This is the horizon where the apparent sky meets the water or the sea. Yeah, chant for us, Fundy. We've got one Fundy in here that keeps asking, why can we see the horizon, this horizon here in the Black Swan image, why can we see it blocking the bottom of these oil rigs sometimes? It's because earth curve isn't existing. Oh, light is bending around. It's called refraction. Okay, let's go into the refraction bit, hey, shall we? Well, hang on. So, refraction, you say. We went through this yesterday, actually. If you say refraction, it's bending light through air, isn't it? So, having air here, you must have a container. Unwittingly, when you say refraction, you're invoking a container. It must be contained. But I digress. Yeah, I think it's going to be sunrise in maybe 10 minutes. We're not going to see it. There's a lot of cloud cover here. Apologies. But, whoop. So, when you say refraction, not only are you invoking a container, you're invoking an apparent horizon. How good's that? That's our argument. Your argument, anti-flat earthers and globe believers, is that horizon out there where the sky appears to meet the sea. That's what the horizon is defined as. That notion that is physical, that is your leading edge to your sphere, that is absolutely debunked. You're throwing your own globe model straight under the bus. No, when the bus drives over it, you try and look for it, it's gone. You've just demolished your own model. You've just absolutely debunked your own model just by saying that horizon is refracted. That's our argument. Welcome to Flat Earth, anti-flat earthers. So please, keep chanting for me. Refraction, keep saying it. Because the refraction that you are talking about isn't refraction that's been detailed other than in your spherical maths, the geometry that you need. Because maths proves things, doesn't it? Fight the flat earth, Craig, yeah? Let's pull him into the chat. Let's see him say, yeah, maths proves things. Because what's the maths for your sphere Earth? Well, if it's geometric, then it has a shape to it. It's got a limit to what you can see. Okay, so if we're 1 foot, yeah, I'll put it back up. Let's play the video again. If you're 1 foot off the water, looking out the horizon, then your horizon on a globe Earth can be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. So let's look at it again. Let's look at the horizon again. The black swan, sorry. Let's look at the black swan. All right. So this is from BMLSB69. Please subscribe to his channel. So he is at 1 foot observer height. Zooming in on the horizon. And what can we see here? We can see the horizon. We can see there's 2 oil platforms. I'll just pause it here. 2 oil platforms. One oil platform, Hill House, at 6.2 miles from his location. The other oil platform, Habitat, at 9.4 miles, with the horizon above the bottom of that 9.4 mile oil platform. These are just demarcation points, these 2 oil platforms, because we can see the horizon above that line. We're saying 10 miles. So if it's 10 miles away, if it's a measly, just a little measly 10 miles away from a 1 foot observer height, what? Put that through the maths, because maths proves things, right, Globers? Maths proves your spherical Earth. 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. So at 1 foot, where does that put your geometric horizon? The limit to what you can see, where the boats start to go over the horizon, where things disappear bottom up, where things are physically blocked because it's meant to be a geometric horizon. Where is it in the black swan image? I'll put it back up for you. Can we point to where the horizon is, Globers, in this black swan image? I'll go back a bit. I'll go forward a bit. All right. Where's the horizon? Platform habitat 9.4 miles. We can see the horizon clearly in the background above the bottom of the platform habitat. Yeah, squirm for us, fundies. It's pretty awkward seeing these images, isn't it? What do we have to point to? I'll point to it for you. Is this incorrect that this is the horizon here? I'll put it a bit more forward, and I'll put the horizon line in there, right there. That's the horizon line. Do you deny that that is the horizon line? Because the horizon line is meant to be your physical Earth curvature. Just like out of that horizon is meant to be physical Earth curvature. So, if we have, we'll put through spherical geometry again. 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. What does that put the horizon at 1 foot? 1.22 miles. That's all it can be on a globe. Look, we've got some radius values here. The further you go away, the more it's going to curve away from you, right? See this leading edge? You can't see over it. If you're on this point here, 1 foot above what you claim to be the spherical Earth, you can only see 1.22 miles from that 0 point right there. And even if he was at 5 feet, which he's definitely not, what's 5 foot? Put the horizon at 2.73 miles right there. So even if you say, yeah, he was standing up, your globe model is still being destroyed. 2.73 miles is meant to be that horizon at 5 foot observer height. So refraction. So this black swan, this black swan, absolutely debunks the notion of having a spherical Earth with a radius of 3959 miles. Because let's put it through the Modus tollens. Modus tollens. If P, then Q. Not Q, therefore not P. So if P, the globe is a radius of 3959 miles, 3959 miles from the center of your piece of spherical Earth to the edge, then Q. Every single distance to the horizon, as per your geometry, every single distance to Earth curvature can be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. 1.23, 1. Doesn't really matter. It's not going to help you, Globers. Every single distance to that visible horizon right there can be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. So let's watch the Modus tollens. Not Q. The Black Swan image absolutely shows that we can see much further than 1.22 miles if you're saying it's 1 foot observer height, 2.73 miles if you're saying it's a 5 foot observer height. So not Q. The geometric horizon is not at the geometrical limitations as per your globe maths, because globe maths proves things, right? No, your globe maths doesn't prove anything. Actual observations like this proves things. They're not P. Your globe, your world is not a sphere of radius 39, 59 miles. And that's what the logical consistency tells us, the Modus tollens. And that came from Quantum Eraser. Shout out to Quantum Eraser. Subscribe to the Quantum Eraser channel on YouTube, because together with that footage of the Black Swan footage from BMLSB69, please subscribe to him today on YouTube. BMLSB69 brought us these images, and along with Quantum Eraser, the Quantum Eraser channel on YouTube, please subscribe to him today. He gave us the Modus tollens argument that absolutely debunks the radius of the Earth. And who knows what the new radius of the Earth would be if we are seeing, being nice to the Globers, from a 1 foot observer height, 10 miles. If that's just 10 miles, it could be a lot more. I'll highlight it. Right there, if that horizon line from a 1 foot observer height is 10 miles away, guess how big your sphere has to be if you still think you're living on a sphere. 1 foot observer height, 10 miles away. The maths has been done, because maths proves things, remember? Your radius value now has to be 264,000 miles. That's from the center of your presupposed spherical Earth to where you're standing down near the water's edge. That has to be 264,000 miles. That's your new sphere radius, if you still think you're living on a sphere looking at the Black Swan image. Oh, that must be absolutely devastating. Pentalica, a anti-flat earther running rampant in the chat here. I'll let him go. Pentalica, your new sphere radius looking at the Black Swan is 264,000 miles. Just let that sink in. I'm going to put my shoes back on because my feet are absolutely freezing. As I said before, we'll pan the camera over. We'll pan the camera this way. Down, not that point there, where waves are crashing on those rocks down there. Hey, Bob from Globebusters. I'll put you as a mod, hopefully. Add moderator. Howdy, Bob. You're now a moderator. Thank you for being here. Let whatever his name is, Pentalica, let him go. Let Pentalica go. He can say what he wants until he starts calling people names. He can ask questions. That's all right. I was just showing people where I was going to be this morning. Down here, there's some waves crashing on those rocks right there. That is Mermaid's. Sorry, I'll zoom back out. That's Mermaid's Pool. That's where I wanted to be today. But as I walked down the beach, I noticed that the reception bars were going down and down and down. That's why I started the live stream. And I got down to one bar and it was horrible. The reception wasn't coming through. The live stream wasn't working. It was going to be a bad live stream if I went down there, unfortunately. It was going to be beautiful. I'll go there maybe after this, take a bit of a video. of what we missed out on today, but it looks like it's pretty rough anyway. It looks like when I got down there, I would have probably not been anywhere near the pools because it's high tide. Well, it's kind of going down relative to the shoreline here. It's getting a bit lower. I was going to be down at Mermaid Pools, which they're beautiful. We've been there with the family. The kids can swim in there. Those waves there, they don't actually crash into the pool. It is so protected. It is beautiful. I'll put some video up later, but that's where I plan to be. But unfortunately, reception was not kind to us. That's why I have to be up on a sand dune right here today, coming at you live from a sand dune instead of being at a beautiful rock pool. And I even had to wade through. I'll go back over here. This is where I had to come from. It wasn't a big walk. 1.5 kilometers would have been. So right there, right here where the inlet is, I had to wade through the water. It was freezing. 5:30 in the morning, probably a little bit later. It was freezing. My feet are still haven't recovered. Almost, 40-50 minutes later. But it's all good. All right, what's it say in the chat? I'm breaking curfew. No, I'm not. I'm exercising. That's what I'm doing. Nobody knows where I am. Seeing as you bring it up, breaking curfew. What is curfew? That is a load of crap. Absolute load of crap. So I'm here today doing these live streams, doing the Flat Earth School because I've become unemployable in this current climate, in this however you call it, very oppressed here in Australia, extremely oppressed. Me being kind of a construction worker, I work on electricity, underground cables. I'm a cable joiner, so I give the world here in Australia electricity. I kind of think I do good things for people, but in order to do my job, we supply a lot of construction sites with electricity, so it's not the government putting these rules in place for the general public, for the workers, the working class who need to go to work to earn a living. It's the actual individual work sites. So the government's told the work sites, if you let your workers onto the work sites without a mask, without the vaccine, then you'll get fined. So what the employers have done of these construction sites, these managers, they've said, okay, well, we're making it mandatory for if you want to work on our site. So it's not really mandatory. You still have the choice, which I've chosen not to do anymore. If you want to come on our construction site, you need to wear a mask at all times. You need to have the vaccine. And I hope everyone in the chat hasn't had that jab, because it's killing people at an alarming rate. There are more people dying here in Australia from that vaccine than there have been from COVID. I think it's way over 400 people now that have died from the vaccine, and it's even on their website. I'll put the link in here a bit later, but that's why I'm doing Flat Earth School, because I've essentially become unemployable. I'm not allowed onto work sites anymore. I am actually. I've got a job today. This is why I'm here. It's not on a work site. It's out in the open in fresh free air. So I'll see how I go. So I do have a deadline of 7 a.m, which is what time is it now? 6:33. Oh, so I've still got 27 minutes. So that's just my situation now. So if you think I'm doing good work, if you think that you have a bit of money left over, please, I encourage everyone to join my Patreon. I've got the link in the description below this video and below the video from yesterday. Yeah, I'm going to get to 15 degrees per hour, whatever your name is, the anti-flat earther. So that's just the situation I'm in. Please, I encourage everyone to join my Patreon, because every Friday I'm going to have special guests on, and they're going to be members only. Everyone who joins my YouTube channel as a member, which you can't yet, I'm quickly getting to that 4,000 view hours. I think I got 250 view hours yesterday, so I'm up to 3,400 view hours. Just have to get to 4,000 view hours. Going to have memberships on this channel, so you can either join as a member on this channel, You can join as a Patreon on Patreon/Mitchell from Australia. And for $5 a month, that gets you access to all the live streams for Friday, the special guests. These ones coming at you right now, Monday to Thursday, they're free. I'm going to be everywhere on this beautiful flat earth of ours, showing you pictures like this, hopefully going to nicer locations. I was meant to be at a very nice rock pool this morning, but reception wasn't kind to us. So, all right, let's get back to debunking the globe, hey? So, hang on. Let's look at this down here. We see all this spray coming off the water. It's a bit hard to see from this view, but you can see that there's a bit of mist, a bit of spray coming off the water. That is only possible, like we were talking about yesterday, in a container, isn't it? Because that spray, that gas, that vapor that's coming off, where's it going to go? If anywhere above that apparent horizon line is a vacuum, where's that gas going to go? Straight up into the vacuum. Along with all that water, actually. Who's seen what happens to water in a vacuum? Yeah, it boils, it evaporates. So if this water here, don't worry about the gas above it just yet. So if that water here is in a vacuum, right next to a vacuum, it turns into gas. So there is going to be gas all around us, but there's not going to be water. But where's the gas going to go to? It's going to expand freely and rapidly in all directions, mostly towards that vacuum of space. They even tell you it's space. Pen taking a little break. All right, I'm going to look at the chat for a little bit. Thank you, Globebusters. Thank you, Bob, for moderating. I really appreciate it. Globebusters blocked you for saying 15 degrees per hour. Bob, I would like to thank you also, because we are going to go over the 15 degrees per hour tomorrow. It is the third best globe debunker. 15 degrees, Bob, remember? Yeah, let's keep chanting 15 degrees per hour, anti-flat earthers, globe believers. And I would like to say thank you, Bob, because that puts you, anti-flat earthers, in a very awkward position. So if there is 15 degrees of drift per hour, what's drifting again? Is it the Earth drifting 15 degrees per hour? We're meant to be, if you believe in a spherical Earth that you're standing on, it's meant to be drifting 15 degrees per hour. It's meant to be moving 15 degrees per hour. So what's actually drifting? So if the Earth is turning at 15 degrees per hour, what's meant to be drifting at 15 degrees per hour? Is it that gyro that we're all thanking Bob for? I would like to say thank you, Bob. Let's chant it again. Thank you, Bob, for the 15 degrees per hour. That was proven. Because what is meant to happen in your globe rhetoric? 15 degrees per hour drift. That's what we're meant to see. That's what Neil deGrasse Tyson says, isn't it? So when a ball gets kicked, this is a famous quote by Neil deGrasse Tyson. Famous video clip, I'll have it tomorrow. 15 degrees per hour drift in footballs that get kicked through goalposts, leaving the spinning Earth, isn't it? So you need two reference frames, don't we, to see Coriolis? This is what Coriolis is. Something that has left the non-inertial spinning reference frame, which is the Earth, if you believe you're in a sphere, spinning at 15 degrees per hour. When something leaves that, like a football getting kicked, as Neil deGrasse Tyson famously tweeted, when that football gets kicked, it will absolutely drift. And he's done the measurements. He worked it out. He sat down. He looked at it. He saw the direction of where the football field was, and he worked it out. He sat down and worked it out. That field goal, I can't remember if it went in or out. That field goal was determined that when the ball was kicked, when it left the spinning reference frame of the Earth into the inertial reference frame, that was determined by Coriolis. So, ballers, I'm going to have my drone tomorrow, my DJI Mavic Pro 2 Pro, whatever it is. It can fly for 30 minutes. So if we see drift in a football, over a couple of seconds. How much drift do you reckon we're going to see in a drone hovering there for 30 minutes? Yeah, keep chanting thanks, Bob. 15 degrees per hour drift, Bob. Yeah, let's see it tomorrow, ballers. I'm going to bring my drone along. It's going to sit there above what you say is a spinning reference frame, the non-inertial spinning reference frame of the Earth. When it leaves that spinning reference frame of the Earth into the inertial reference frame, what's going to happen? If you believe you are living on a spinning globe, spinning at 15 degrees per hour, that drone is going to drift at 15 degrees per hour. Correct? Yeah? So in 30 minutes, how far is my drone going to drift? How far, anti-flat earthers? 7.5 degrees? I'm going to work out that in a distance. If anyone in here can work out on a globe what 7.5 degrees the distance would be on a globe, I'd love to hear that. I'll work it out tonight. Won't be something hard to work out, but that's how far a drone will drift if you're living on a rotating Earth. When it leaves that rotating Earth, it's going to be hovering there for half an hour. That's how long this drone can hover there for. That's what we're attempting to see tomorrow. What if we got to that, Globers? What response? More anti-flat earthers, because I'm going to get a great video of Simon Dan detailing that you and your reference frames have been ruined with all the stuttering and everything, because he knows he can hardly get out the sentence that you and your reference frames have been ruined. Now that is directed, it's meant to be directed at us flat earthers, but here on Flat Earth, I've done this before. That's why I'm so confident. That's why I'm laughing. I've had my drone hovering for half an hour. I've got a video on it on my YouTube channel. I've got a couple of videos on it actually that explains. I think they're titled "The Globe, Earth Does Not Spin," something like that. Something along those lines. You can go to my YouTube channel, but we're going to see it live tomorrow. My drone is going to be off what you call, Globers and anti-flat earthers, a rotating reference frame. It's going to be off that. It's going to be hovering for half an hour. We're going to see if we're actually on a rotating spherical Earth. 7.5 degrees drift as per the 15 degrees per hour, because half an hour drift. Yeah, it's not hard to work out, is it, Globers? Yeah, NDT said the football went through the goalpost because the Earth spins. So something with the small hang time like a football. What happens to a drone hovering for half an hour? And anything leaving the spherical non-inertial reference frame, the one that's meant to be spinning beneath your feet, anything that leaves that needs to be drifting at 15 degrees per hour. Anti-flat earthers and ballers, Globers, anyone who believes they're on a spinning reference frame, that's what I'm going to be going over tomorrow, sorry. But today we still got the Black Swan to go through, so let's go through the refraction, shall we? So when, I'll get my iPad back here. Let's have another look at the Black Swan. So when anti-flat earthers look at the Black Swan, they understand. They understand that image there, that horizon line right there, horizon line right here. I'll fast forward so we can see the horizon line a bit better. There we go, horizon line right there, horizon above the level of 9.4 miles of the platform habitat. Horizon line flashing in front of you, that horizon line. The ballers know that horizon absolutely debunks the radius of the Earth. So what do they have to say now? They have to say that horizon is now refracted. But it's not just like a normal refraction that we can actually see. There's been detailed by people like Andrew Thomas Young, who is on the globe side. It's got a special name. It's called terrestrial refraction, or standard refraction, isn't it? It's got an image on Metabunk Earth Curve Calculator, something like this, that tells us that that's the observer here. So he's not looking straight at this horizon, as per what you need for a tangent line, because a tangent is absolutely straight. That tangent line has to be straight if you're looking at if you're trying to measure what Alberuni did. He went up a mountain, he measured the dip angle to the Earth curve. If you're living on a globe, he presupposed he was living on a globe, measured from up top of a mountain the dip angle to this Earth curve here, to that horizon that we can see over here. This horizon right here, horizon. Whoop. I'll go back out here. There we go. To the horizon here. The chat was in the way. Sorry, I couldn't see. That horizon there. He presupposed that horizon where the sky apparently meets the sea or the land was Earth curvature. So when you say it's refracted, it can't be Earth curvature. Ballers. Anti-flat earthers. People who believe they're on a spherical Earth. That horizon needs to be, in all cases, always, no exceptions, it needs to be spherical Earth curvature. It needs to be your geometric Earth curve. So when you say it's refracted, it's no longer Earth curve. Let's hear from some anti-flat earthers who have seen the Black Swan, who understand how devastating the Black Swan is. Let's hear some. Let's just see what this Black Swan does after they see it. What's their response to it?
Every single glober here claims the Earth curvature is not the horizon, it's not Earth curvature. Nathan, this observation looks the same every single day. The weather has nothing to do with it. And every time you see the horizon, you're actually seeing the geometric horizon.
You're not going to see the geometric horizon.
No one's claiming that we see physical geometry. It's not a visual horizon.
And every time you see the horizon, you're actually seeing the geometric horizon.
Is the one that you see.
And the geometric one is the one we don't see, because if we don't see it, it's not a horizon.
It's not a visual horizon, but
So we don't see it, so it's not a horizon.
You are correct. We do not observe geometric horizon.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
Refraction. Do your eyes always tell geometric truth? The short answer to that last question is no.
You can't make this stuff up. The anti-flat earthers, this is why they're anti-flat earthers. They do not care if they throw their model under the bus to be obliterated. They don't care, as long as they're going against our flat earth arguments. One of the best flat earth argument to debunk the globe is the Black Swan. It is the reigning champion since January 1, 2020. The globe is dead. It has not been refuted. That video there just shows how twisted the anti-flat earthers arguments are. It's geometrical. It's not geometrical. It's never been geometrical. No one's ever claimed that horizon is Earth curvature. We cannot see the geometrical horizon. We can see the geometrical horizon. It's refracted. I want to play that again. It's just a classic video. How long have I got? 13 minutes. It is just an absolute classic video. I'm going to play that again. I hope it came through loud and clear. I'll hold it. It doesn't really matter about the images, or it does, but we can listen to it again. Yep, sounds off. Here we go.
I'm claiming what every single glober here claims. The Earth curvature is not the horizon, it's not Earth curvature. Nathan, this observation looks the same every single day. The weather has nothing to do with it. And every time you see the horizon, you're actually seeing the geometric horizon.
You're not going to see the geometric horizon.
No one's claiming that we see physical geometry. It's not a visual horizon.
And every time you see the horizon, you're actually seeing the geometric horizon.
Is the one that you see.
And the geometric one is the one we don't see, because if we don't see it, it's not a horizon.
It's not a visual horizon, but it is
So we don't see it,
Oh,
so it's not a horizon.
You are correct. We do not observe geometric horizon.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
Changed by refraction. Do your eyes always tell geometric truth? The short answer to that last question is no.
Absolutely right, Globebusters Bob. Contradict much? That's what the Globers, the anti-flat earthers, have to say now. They have to be in this state of cognitive pain. I'm just going to pan around because the sun's just peeping up here above the clouds. They have to be in this state of cognitive pain, cognitive dissonance, where they hold one position, but then the next breath they detail the contradictory position of that first position. That is cognitive dissonance. Anti-flat earthers, they do not care. That's why we call them anti-flat earthers, because they're not actually globe believers. They love to throw their globe under the bus if it means that they have a little shot at mocking a flat earth argument. They don't care if the globe argument is destroyed by what they say. All they care about is going against what flat earthers say, against this black swan, because they know that the black swan absolutely demolishes their globe as they know it. So in response to seeing the black swan, they have to say things like this. They have to muddy the waters. They have to make it so hard to understand for the normies, the actual globe believers, the general public that doesn't know the flat earth arguments yet. They have to make it, if any of the general public, any of the normies come across the black swan, the footage, the image, the argument, the anti-flat earthers are trying to make them think that, yeah, that's stupid refraction, we can't see the geometric horizon. But then in the next breath, after they say it's not physical earth curve, they'll say boats going over the horizon, getting blocked physically. Yeah? You can't have it both ways, anti-flat earthers. Globe believers, this is a direct message to you guys. Look at the black swan image. I'll put it up again. I'll go through it once more, because the black swan is the best globe debunker.
From Australia.
All right, here we go. Anyone who has a globe believer friend or family member, please show them this video. And it's also, this video is titled the #1 globe kit on my YouTube channel, but I'm just going to play it here right now for everyone to see just one more time. Please send globe believers this way.
Yeah, and this is the #1 globe killer. Hopefully by now, all of you have seen this video by BMLSB69. His observer height is only 1 foot. Now that first platform is 6.2 miles away, and platform habitat is 9.4 miles away, with the horizon far in the distance beyond that. Now I'm going to let you just sit there and take this in, because this is the absolute #1 globe killer. Modus tollens states, if P, then Q. Not Q, therefore not P. If P, we live on a globe of radius 3959 miles, then Q. Every horizon distance measurement cannot be more than 1.23 miles times the square root of the observer height in feet. Not Q. The geometric horizon is far greater than 2.73 miles for 5 foot. Therefore, not P. The Earth is not a globe. But this valid logical conclusion is hand-waved by the globe zealots as word salad. So I'll put this devastating picture in simpler terms. Globe believers must have a physical leading edge, the geographical edge to their sphere, in order for boats to go over it and for land and water to curve around it. It's a fundamental pillar to their religion. If the globe they presuppose has a radius of 3959 miles, then the horizon distance is set by the height of the observer. So what makes this image so devastating is the height of the observer at only 1 foot. The horizon should be 1.22 miles. But even if we set it at 5 feet, the horizon should be 2.73 miles. But we can see the bottom of platform habitat where it meets the water 9.41 miles away, and the horizon above that beyond in the distance, making it fundamentally impossible to see this from 1 foot on a globe. The globe does not exist.
That was the Black Swan, everybody. And now we've got people in there. We've got people telling us that what we see there in the Black Swan, we can only see that because it was refracted. The image is refracted. So if the image is refracted, as you say, this makes that horizon where the sky appears to meet the ocean in this place. Oakley's Klein. Yeah, thanks, No More Lies. Bob, you want to give him a timeout? Ad hom attack. Thanks. The Black Swan is irrefutable. And it creates the cognitive dissonance, the cognitive pain in globers that they want to say that that horizon that they say blocks boats physically, that blocks the bottom of things, that is a physical Earth curve. No, they say it's now refracted. It's not physical anymore. They say it's refracted. That's why we can see that image of the Black Swan. So the problem with that is you need the R value that has just been debunked by the Black Swan. So the Modus tollens states that if P, the Earth is a sphere of radius 3959 miles, and that's what it's debunking, the radius of 3959 miles. So that radius has just been debunked by the Black Swan. And that's what, when the globers say it's refracted, the horizon is refracted, you need that R value, because what's the rate of refraction in standard refraction, terrestrial refraction, in your globe Earth maths? It's in the globe Earth maths on Metabunk calculator. Go to Metabunk calculator. It tells you 7/6 R of the radius of Earth, 3959 miles. That 7/6 R, 7/6, 3959. You need that R to have your standard terrestrial refraction. It becomes a paradox. 7/6 R. You need the R value. Where do you get the R value from? The Black Swan just obliterated it. You don't have that R value of 3959 miles anymore, globers. From 1 foot observer height and seeing a horizon at 10 miles away, do you know what that, I went through this before, but do you know what that puts your radius out to? 1 foot observer height, 10 mile horizon, it puts your radius, if you still think you're living on a globe, if you think it's just a little bit bigger, 264,000 mile radius from your presupposed center of the spherical Earth to your feet, 264,000 miles. That's what the new radius has to be if you still think you're living on a globe. Wow, 264,000 miles. Who knows the distance on the heliocentric model? Who knows the distance to the moon? I'll just pan away. That sun's getting a bit bright now. Who knows the distance to the moon in the heliocentric model? It's about 230,000 miles. So the Black Swan puts the new radius at 264,000 miles. So the moon would be swallowed up by the Earth. Is that right, globers? It would take longer to get to this center of your sphere than to the moon. It is further away. No, it doesn't work. You need the R value for pretty much everything to do with the globe. Thanks, Bob. 234,000 miles to the moon. 264,000 miles to the center of your presupposed spherical Earth, if you still think you're living on a globe after looking at the Black Swan image. If you think like Mr. Sensible, I've got a great video of Mr. Sensible just confirming to us that the radius has been debunked. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. After seeing, I had a debate with Mr. Sensible on Flight the Flat Earth channel, and after hearing the Black Swan argument, this is what he had to say about it.
At best, you would have disproved the radius.
Let's hear it again for those in the back who can't hear it properly.
At best, you would have disproved the radius.
Just one more time. Just one more time.
At best, you would have disproved the radius.
Yes, that's exactly what the Black Swan does. Unwittingly, you have just debunked and admitted to the debunking of the radius of your spherical Earth, Mr. Sensible, and all that chant that. The radius has just been debunked. That must be devastating for you guys. Absolutely devastating at best. Oh, I love it. I love the Black Swan. It is the #1 globe killer. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to start going. I'm gonna start walking back to where I need to be. I'm gonna keep the live stream going. There's still 49 people in the live stream. I'll take you with me if my reception cuts out. I apologize, but this would kind of be the end of the stream. Just pack up my tripod here. I would like to thank everybody so much for being here for the second day of Flat Earth School. I'm not a teacher. I'm merely a student, just like the rest of you guys. We are all in this Flat Earth School together, whether you like it or not. Blocking people who disagree with me. No, I asked Bob to block people who are being nasty. Anyone can ask questions, that's fine. They can disagree all they want. In fact, this is where we have got the Globers in a mess. Anti-flat earthers. This is how we've got them in the mess, by them asking the questions about the Black Swan, by letting them talk. We've given them enough rope to demolish their own globe. So Quantum and Ray, he's a very smart individual. Please subscribe to Quantum and Racer channel. He set the Modus tollens up so it would make the anti-flat earthers say refraction, because refraction just concludes that that line out there, the horizon, is not physical earth curvature. That blocks the bottom of objects, that blocks that ships go over. So when you say refraction, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's kind of cutting in and out, so if I've been going for over an hour now, and that's what I said I've been going, we'll be doing every day, going for about an hour. Thank you all for sticking around. You can stick around for a bit further if you want, it's up to you guys. I'm just going to be walking back to my car. Sorry, someone tried to call me there. I apologize. I have to put that on silent. But thank you everybody for being in this live stream today. It has been great. Second Flat Earth School. It is a school, Flat Earth School. Came here, the school was free. Somebody's trying to call me, turning up for this Flat Earth School live stream. I'm definitely not going to put this on video. What I'm about to do, trying to jump over this, so I'm going to end this live stream. Please support me on Patreon if you think that my work here that I'm doing deserves a bit of encouragement. See you, everybody. Guys.